Hello, everybody. This is Stock, Clock, and Climax with our obligatory one video every 5 years. You know, if White Schwartz had Table 500, it would be a deck that looked just like this one I'm about to show you. You know, when you're at the bottom of the tournament and then all that wild stuff starts coming out that people are just playing for fun. Oh, yeah, it'd be a deck like this. Featuring Hatsune Miku. Yeah, she's back from the dead, or the digital dead. What's Bang Dream? What are the other music? What's Revu Starlight? You know, what's Hololive? I don't know. So in this deck we play we play we play these two soul climaxes and these books. And I know what you're thinking. Man, that's really bad. Where's your finisher? Diva Project doesn't have a finisher, my friend. We have to make do. They didn't give us Diva X in English. So for level 0, we have 5 different cards that can be our opening character for going first. We have the Kaito, who is a 4,000 level 1 until your opponent gets 4 characters out. Then he goes to 25. We have this Rin, which is a 3,500 level 1, which is bad by today's standards. And it keeps that power until you have 3 characters out. Then she goes back down to being 25. And then you have this 3,500, I'm sorry, the 2,500 Kagami Land becomes a 3,500 level 1 as long as you have 2 or less stock, which is just objectively worse than the 4,000 power characters with the same restriction. For our brainstorm characters, we have 3. We have this one Magician Miku, which is the only expensive card in the entirety of English Project Diva, and it's like what, $5-10. And then we have these 2 Lens, which spam for power. These spammable like brainstorm and for every climax get power. This may actually be relevant in some very fringe cases, but you have to make do with what you have because this is Diva Project, man. Like you're playing Diva Project in 2023. Like we have 4 back rows that are these 4 Lens. They basically are like encore savers. Like when your characters die, you can just send the land instead, and you give all your board 500 during your opponent's turn only, which is not relevant whatsoever, at least in the build. And then for our advantage cards, we play 4 of these Mikus. When you play her, you pay 1 and rest 2 characters, and you draw 1 card. That's 1 card you don't have to worry about getting. So 1 for 1. That's almost a plus. It's almost. So for level 1, we play our climax combo for the 2 soul, which are these 4 Rins. When she attacks and the 2 soul is out, you pay 1 and send an opponent's character back to their hand. The best use this has is actually against standby players if you happen to run into one, or if you're at level 3, if your opponent gets to level 3 first, throws his finishing combo at you, and you through the grace of God live through that combo, then you can drop these Rins and bounce his characters, and hopefully he doesn't have the stock to do it again. Like I said, we don't have finishers. We have to improvise. Then we have these 4 Rins. These are, when you play them, you check the top card, and if it's a music character, you get it to your hand, and then drop 1 card. And then during your turn only, all your characters get plus 1,000. This might actually get over some things in smaller decks, and there's actually a relevant interaction with this later on that I'll get into, so I'll get this off to the side. We played 2 of these back row Mikus. Your characters in front of it get 501 level, which maybe might be relevant in some fringe circumstances. And then you can rest 2 characters to check the top card of your deck and either put it back or put it on the bottom, which also has relevance. 2 of these event cards, these are your standard old school trial deck, you know, pay 1 event card to search for 1 character. There is a drop search in the set, but this is, I think you're just better off playing this so you don't have to worry about, you know, wrong colors, clogging up a clock if you're in an early clock state or something along those lines. At level 2, we only play 1 character, and that's these 3 Rins, and she interacts with this blue climax, the blue book. When she attacks, you reveal the top, you send the top card of your deck to a waiting room, and if that card was level 1 or higher, then you get to draw 2 free cards. So that's where this card comes into play. See, she can top deck. She can check the top card and hit this event and miss, and then that clears this to get you 2 free cards. It's almost synergy. It's very very fringe primitive synergy from 2014, but it does happen. We played 2 of these Len backups, which are your pay 2 extra and you refresh your deck. An ability like this was kind of ahead of its time when it came to the set. Like I think only Log Horizon had it. Log Horizon and Angel Beats I think were the only sets that had this when it came out. I don't remember. And we play 4 of this event card, which again my Heat Days Rin can check this and miss and get me the 2 cards. This is a rare case of a brainstorm event that does something else, or any brainstorm ability that does like that checks for something else. It's a pay 1 event. You brainstorm 3 cards instead of 4, so you brainstorm 3. If you get a climax card, you draw 1 card. If you don't get a climax card, you draw 2 cards instead. That makes it a +1, and you milled clean. It's so close to being okay. It's so close to being okay that I guess we'll have to take it. And then our finisher. This is what we have for finisher. It gets 1,000. It's this 3/2 Rin, 10k, goes to 11k if I have 3 or more other characters out. And on the turn I play it, I can attack with it, and if I get canceled, I burn for 1 damage. Its other ability it has is not relevant. It is a climax combo that searches, and we are not playing it. And we have 3 healers. These are just on play. You heal, and then if you have 4 or less stock, then it gets 2k power, so it goes to 12,000. And when it reverses its battle opponent, you force it to the stock. So I guess if I'm trying to like justify a battle plan for this deck, what you're hoping is that the other person exerts a lot of resources playing their finishing combo, and then you live through it. Then you can, put up a board state where you bounce his back rows maybe, or like bounce his finishers, and then you attack over his finisher and send it to stock, and then he just doesn't he can't even at that point. Like he has to swing vanillas. But look, I told you this deck is table 500. It's not good. But I tell you what, it's really affordable though. I mean, this deck's maybe like $30, maybe like 30, maybe even $20. I don't know. Go look it up. Like it's cheap. So if you want a little fun deck to play around with and play the old school way, maybe, I don't know. I mean, hell, this is deck profile, man. This deck sucks, but I have it. I have it, and I do play it at times. It's a fun time. So yeah, Project Diva. It's one of the strongest decks in the format, man. Just trust me. Trust. All right, that's all for deck profile today, and maybe we'll do another one of these in less than 5 years? ? We'll see.